remember driving into my grandmother's house in Jersey City. And my father, he would teach me what I didn't know then, at what, 5 or 6 years old, trigonometry. And he would draw in the air. And I remember having my head, over the back, just looking, watching at the drawings. And he was talking about the shapes and the sine, the cosine, the angles, and how they all work, 180, the 90, everything adds up to 360. And I can remember doing this a number of times. We're in Maine, we're on vacation. We're supposed to relax, play in the lake, go canoeing, swimming. No, we had to make the one excursion. Gotta learn something. But what's up in Maine? Not a lot. But the Bass Shoe Factory. But of course, let's learn how to make shoes. I think we gave him such a hard time. I don't know that I did, because I was actually kind of fascinated. And I still remember to this day how they're made, seeing the leather cuts and the presses. It's really quite fascinating. But yeah, that was not a popular excursion. I think we gave my father endless grief over that. But for the record, I try to do the same now. And I take endless grief. So it all comes back. You can imagine with 5 boys, it was kind of crazy. In Ridgewood, we had an oak tag piece of paper up on the door that had all the rules. Who did the dishes when, who set the table. And one of them was who got to answer the phone on what day. Because one night in particular, the phone rang and there was just this ball of flesh trying to make it to the phone to answer it. And it had this big long cord. So the cord, somebody grabbed the cord, the phone fell off, was bouncing on the floor, and you hear all the screaming and yelling, "It's mine, no, it's mine, it's mine." Finally there's probably a work associate of my father's or something, wondering what kind of household he has. But all I remember, from that day on, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think I had Wednesdays, but we had a certain day. So when the phone rang, that's the person who answered it. Being in the schools, with your father being assistant superintendent, has its drawbacks. And there are certain teachers who I guess we're going to make sure that the Murphys didn't get away with things because their father was in the school systems, and they kept a particularly sharp eye on us. And so they would call the classrooms to make sure we were there. So if we were cutting class, they'd call us on it. And I remember in high school, I had bad knees, so I had to, I got permission to go swimming instead of participating in gym class. So they called down to the gym class apparently, and the teachers, they said, "Is Tim there?" The teacher said, "No." Didn't ask any more questions, so no more information was given. Hung up. I got called down to the vice principal's office, who had a lot of words to say about why I was cutting class, and I'm not going to get away with that because of who your father is. And he picks up the phone and he slams the phone in front of me and says, "Shall we call your father on that?" I pick up the phone, I slam it back down in front of him, I said, "Go ahead." And it really is amazing, from a young age to even now, the impact that my father has had in a multitude of ways on other people's lives is just, it's pretty incredible. It really is. Yeah, I would do my fair share of arguing with my father. And took a year off from school without asking him. Just didn't go back. Lots of conflict, and I feel very, very fortunate. We were able to sit down and have a conversation and explicitly forgive each other for all the seemingly mean things, the hard words, and I feel very blessed to have had that exchange earlier rather than later, and have been able to really enjoy my father. He loves his sons. He really does. He even said it just the other day. One of the 5 best guys I know. I've heard that all my life. I love my father.